She was one of the highest-paid actresses in Hollywood history. He was the action hero America couldn't get enough of. Together, Demi Moore and Bruce Willis seemed untouchable, a power couple that defined an era. Now at 63, Demi is finally opening up about the man she never stopped loving, even after their marriage ended. And what she is revealing will leave you speechless. Demi's path to Bruce was anything but easy. She was born in 1962 in Roswell, New Mexico, into a life defined by instability. Her father left before she was born. Her mother struggled with addiction. The family moved over 30 times before Demi turned 14. At 12 years old, she had to dig pills out of her mother's mouth during a suicide attempt. That moment forced her to grow up in ways no child should ever have to. She dropped out of school at 16, married a rock musician at 17 just to escape the chaos, and fought her way into Hollywood through sheer determination. By the time Ghost arrived in 1990, she was already a survivor. The film made over $500 million worldwide, became the highest-grossing movie of that year, and turned Demi Moore into a global icon. The pottery scene with Patrick Swayze became one of the most iconic moments in cinema history. But what most people didn't know was what was happening in her personal life at the same time. She had met Bruce Willis 3 years earlier at a premiere in 1987, while she was still engaged to someone else. The spark was immediate and undeniable. 4 months later, Bruce proposed during a trip to Las Vegas. They married the same night. Impulsive, spontaneous, and completely them. What followed was one of Hollywood's most fascinating love stories. At one point during Ghost's theatrical run, Bruce's Die Hard 2 was also in theaters simultaneously, making them the only married couple to hold the top 2 spots at the box office at the same time. That record stood for 34 years. They had 3 daughters together, Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah, and built a life that looked, from the outside, like a fairy tale. But behind closed doors, the pressures were real. Bruce wanted Demi home more. Demi was breaking records and refusing to slow down. Their careers kept them apart for long stretches. By 1998, after 11 years of marriage, they separated. What happened next surprised everyone, including them. They didn't fall apart. They stayed friends. They co-parented beautifully. They attended each other's subsequent weddings. Their daughters watched their parents choose love over bitterness, and it shaped everything about how those girls understood relationships. Demi has said that Bruce remained one of the most important people in her life long after the divorce was final. When his family announced in 2022 that he had been diagnosed with aphasia, Demi was one of the first to share the news publicly and stand beside him. She has spent time with Bruce and his wife Emma, joined the family to celebrate his birthday, and posted a video of everyone singing together that went viral and moved millions of people to tears. In 2019 she even showed up at his Comedy Central roast and joked about their history, saying she was married to Bruce for the first 3 Die Hard movies, which made sense because the last 2 weren't as good. The room erupted. What struck everyone wasn't the joke. It was the ease between them. 2 people who had loved each other, hurt each other, and chosen to remain in each other's lives anyway. Their daughter Rumor once said that having divorced parents who still genuinely care for each other is the greatest example of love she could have been given. Scout and Tallulah have echoed the same sentiment. What Demi and Bruce built after their marriage ended turned out to be something rarer than what most couples build inside one. Now at 63, Demi says the most important relationship she has is with herself. She has coined her own term for her current chapter, solo partnering. She feels whole without needing someone to complete her. She is open to love, but only the kind that adds to her life rather than filling a void. As for Bruce, she has never spoken about him with anything other than warmth, respect, and a love that clearly never disappeared. It simply changed shape. And watching her stand beside him now, through the hardest chapter of his life, makes it clear that some bonds don't end with divorce. Some simply evolve into something quieter and more enduring than anything that came before.